Hey everybody, Will from 1 Kilo here. If you struggle with the front rack in cleans and front squats, this video is for you. I'm gonna show you why that's going on and how you can fix it coming up right now. Hey all, I'm glad you're here. If it's your first time, please like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you know every time I have a new video coming out. There is nothing more frustrating in weightlifting than knowing that you have the strength to pull the bar high enough, knowing that you have the leg strength to squat the bar up once you receive it on your chest, but not being able to put it in a good and secure position on your chest. Usually that means you are lacking in front rack mobility, and it can be really common for those new to weightlifting. Having adequate front rack mobility is essential to success in the lifts. If you are unable to get the bar in a good position on your chest, you're gonna be much more likely to miss lifts. More importantly though, you're gonna be at a much higher likelihood of having pain or even injury due to a lack of front rack mobility. If your wrists hurt or your upper back aches, or even if your lower back aches, those all could be due to you lacking the proper ability to get in a good front rack position. So coming up, I'm gonna show you the reasons why you might be lacking front rack mobility and the best stretches and mobility exercises for you to do to fix that crappy clean rack position. So specifically when we talk about a lack of front rack mobility, what we're really referring to is the body's ability to get shoulder external rotation. So external rotation is going to be laying back like this, right? We should be able to get a total of like 180 degrees right there. And most people should be able to lay back just a little bit. And this is that term for external rotation is lay back. And so we want to see an ability to get a little bit of layback, and sometimes we're going to see athletes be a little bit restricted even, maybe not even being able to get their arm past 90 degrees up here. So what we're talking about when we get external rotation is we want to see, to get an improvement in external rotation, we're going to focus on two very specific areas. And first is going to be the pec minor, right? So right in here, that attachment of the pec. That can get pretty tight, and if that's stiff, this is gonna be really hard to lay back. And then the second one, and probably even more importantly, is gonna be lat length. So the lat, as we think about, big wide lats, the lat is about the biggest muscle on our back. It's gonna stretch from nearly the top of our spine down to the very base of our spine. It is huge, and so if we're talking about, and it even has an attachment up here. So tight lats, right, can actually attach to the front of the humerus, and they'll pull you into that kind of rotated posture, internal rotation up here, and restrict external rotation even more. So we want to loosen that pec minor, and we want to loosen the lats, and we want to work on those two areas. And if we get those two working well, lats and pec minor, we are going to see big improvements in external rotation. So coming up, I'm going to show you guys my favorite stretches, mobility exercises to improve that pec minor and lat, which will in turn give you a better clean and front squat rack position. One of my absolute favorite stretches is just gonna be this banded lat stretch. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hook our hand in to a band. We're gonna go thumb up, make sure that thumb is up, and we're gonna just pull back, let that stretch our lat really big. We're gonna lean into the one side so that hip's sitting over and kind of tuck our head under our shoulder. I say with any of these stretches, we should hold for 30 seconds to a minute, 2 to 3 sets prior to a training session that might involve clean rack position or front squat rack position. But this lat stretch is gonna be a huge one. You're gonna see big improvements on this. While we're doing it, try and breathe and relax your way into an even bigger stretch. Okay, our next one is gonna be a combination thing for both our lats and our thoracic spine, so we get a little extra benefits with this. This is a Tspine extension on bench. And what we're gonna do is you're going to rest your elbows on the bench, holding a stick, and while you're holding, you're actually gonna try to externally rotate a little bit, pulling out on the bar, on the stick. That'll get a little bit uncomfortable. And then drop your chest down and think about pushing your chest, not your head or your forehead, towards the ground. We want to keep that spine long. And we're trying to get really good stretch through the lats right there, and also some extra Tspine extension on this. This is a great one to do to improve your clean rack position. Our next stretch and mobility exercise for our lats is actually one for our serratus anterior, which are some muscles right here. They kind of counteract the lats, and when your serratus are weak, your lats can overpower a lot of stuff in the front. So what we're gonna do, this is called a serratus wall slide. And I like to do this with a foam roller under your elbows. And you're gonna wanna think about, as you do this, I want you to protract your shoulder blades. So you see protraction with the shoulder blades, and then an upward rotation and elevation of the shoulder blades as you go up. This will light you up. This will make you really, really sore if you've never done this one, because it's really gonna work the serratus, but this is really gonna help us, as you can see, that protraction and then elevation. Those are the motions that we need to be strong at to get a good, clean rack position. So these actually help counteract really strong lats. So instead of just stretching them, we're gonna get the antagonist muscles, the serratus anterior, getting pretty strong. I do these for 2 to 3 sets of 10, really going slow, and you'll be lit up on these. Okay, and our final stretch, this one is for the pec minor. This is called a doorway stretch. You could do it on a doorway or a rack. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have the elbow at 90 degrees up to the side, off our side, and you're just gonna step through with your elbow staying at 90 degrees and the vertical part of your forearm running up that doorway or the rack. You're gonna push through, chest big, and get a good little stretch right there. Try not to lean forward. We're not trying to get the shoulder into internal rotation. We're trying to keep it pretty neutral and externally rotated in that. You can see that Dom is about the most hypermobile person you're ever gonna see. He does this stretch significantly better than anybody else I know, but he's got a great rack position, just like you're trying to get. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for joining me again. I am so pumped to help you guys get better at the Olympic lifts. Please, in the comments, let me know what you want to see from me coming next week. And if you've made it this far, please consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell. I will see you all next week with another video from 1 Kilo.